Hello everyone, welcome to Super Footy, the greatest marks of all time. My name is Mark Robinson and with me today, of course, is Gary Moorcroft. The Essendon, the nuggety Essendon, small forward, come midfielder, come small forward, full forward. Welcome, Gary.
Good to be here, mate.
2001, Western Bulldogs, you're in the goal square, the ball's floating in, and you fly for the mark. Describe it.
Yeah, look, there wasn't much thought about it, I can give you that. Yeah, it was just one of them nights. Ball was falling into my lap and yeah, seen Jono in front of me who'd come down probably 5 minutes prior.
He wanted to know why he was playing in the back line, actually.
I think I kicked 5 in that quarter, so yeah, Jono come down and wanted to have a crack, and yeah, he was the unlucky fellow that I sat on his head.
The ball was a floater from Scott Lucas. He kicked it and the ball was floating. It wasn't going hard. It was just sitting there waiting and waiting. The timing. Everyone loved the timing because you hit it right at the top. Was that a difficult thing to do, or were you quite proud of yourselves that you went skip, skip, up, and the timing seemed to be perfect?
Oh, I think that comes with taking marks. You see the guy from Melbourne at the moment, his timing.
Jeremy Howe.
Yeah, it's just knowing when to go. Yeah, so I think the training comes into that as well. I mean, some guys get up there and they've just got no idea, but yeah, years of practice, and I think it's good eye-hand coordination as well.
Well, it's got to be.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a bit of luck involved too, but yeah, it was able to hold it, and yeah, that was that.
What did you say to Scotty Lucas, or what did Scotty Lucas say to you? Or...
No, I didn't say nothing to Scotty, but yeah, it was probably the only right foot kick I've seen Scotty do, and yeah, the whole positioning of the ball and the way it got there was pretty ordinary.
It was actually, because I asked him, were you actually shooting for goal, or were you just putting it in a nice space?
Yeah,
he thinks he wasn't going for goal, but I to be honest, I don't believe that.
No, neither do I. Knowing Scotty, he would have been having a shot.
When you were up there, and I don't know, it's 11 years ago, can you remember the feeling of being up so high? Was there a sense of unease, or, geez, I'm in a bit of foreign space here, I'm up maybe too high?
No, you don't think of that when you're up there. Yeah, it was just about, I suppose, catching it in the end.
It was a one grab. It stuck straight away, didn't it?
Yeah, it stuck in the midst. But yeah, you don't think too much about it when you're up there. But you know, when you come down, you know, you hear the crowd involvement, and a few of the boys were, yeah, looking at each other in a excitement. So I thought I must have done something pretty good. So
did you soak in the crowd? Did you look around? Because everyone would have been on their feet, no doubt.
Yeah, no, look, I went back and thought I need to kick the goal. So I didn't. You see the boys these days have a quick glance up at the camera. So I didn't have a look at that. So I just thought about kicking the goal, and then yeah, had a quick
afterwards.
Glance, yeah.
A quick look, or did you actually stand there and look at the whole sequence?
No, a quick look. Yeah, I was in a bit of strife after that. So
the problem was you came down, you landed on your hip, you cracked your hip bone. Is that right?
Yeah, I had a hairline fracture in my hip socket, but good old Brucey Reid. It took him about
the Essendon club doctor.
Yeah, yep. Took him about 6 months to find the crack. Yeah, he gives it to me a fair bit, so I'll get one back at him there. But yeah, but the bone ended up dislodging. So yeah, that's how we ended up finding it.
How long did you go after that? It was 2001. When did you finish at Essendon?
2003. I finished at Essendon, then went to Melbourne for a year.
How'd you go at Melbourne?
Nah, pretty ordinary.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Couldn't
to tell you the truth.
Body, or just couldn't
Nah,
quite?
just didn't get a go, really. Yeah.
Neil Danaher.
Yeah, I ended up doing a medial in my knee, and then yeah, that put me out for 6-7 weeks, and yeah, that was the end of it.
Just before we go on to your career post-footy, I just want to ask you something. I can't remember if the mark actually won Mark of the Year, did it?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
What did you receive for that? Can you remember?
I won a car from Volkswagen, yeah.
Still got it?
No, I don't. No.
How long did you keep it for?
No, it wasn't too long. No, I had my own car back then, so yeah.
So it was the lucky person who was able to...
No, I actually drove it around the block and sold it back to Volkswagen.
Last question. Didn't I read a couple of years ago, Gary, that you kicked a big ton. Playing for who?
That was for Sylvan in the Yarra Valley Mountain District. Kicked 163 for the year. but had some good
Well,
delivery.
you're that good to kick out. I'm only joking. I mean, 163, that's a huge amount, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I had some great delivery
You have to say that.
back in the day. Yeah, I did. I had Ben Haynes and Mark Bullen and Aaron Henneman.
They were all
feeding
former Essendon players.
feeding me the ball, so that certainly helped.
Any hangers at Sylvan?
Yeah, took a few.
Yeah?
Took a few. So I can still jump, which is a good thing. So once that deteriorates, I think I'll pull the pin.
Hopefully it goes on for a couple more years. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everyone. With me today, Gary Moorcroft, the person who took Mark of the Year in 2001.